Okay, so looking at the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster in January 28th, 1986, based on the wiki report titled Space Shuttle Challenger Disaster. So coming into this incident, which the rocket exploded on takeoff within the first 80 seconds, there were a lot of ethical decisions and that were made that possibly could have been done to, or if had been done a different way, could have averted this disaster. But so looking into this, we want to see kind of what we can do going forward to avert these disasters. So the first thing that came up was the O-rings, which are basically to hold in the pressurization of the rockets. And so if these fail, then the rocket will explode. So the rocket had successful launches in the past. I believe the wiki says that there had been 8 successful launches. But in the past, there had been questions about the O-ring. So what they did is they put a steel plate covering it, and they also put a second O-ring to reinforce it. There were still questions about it and its reliability, especially under cold weather. So coming into this launch, they had already delayed it numerous times because of cold weather and bad weather and wind. So I believe that the superiors in this launch were very antsy to be able to say that they got the launch done, and there's a lot of money and a lot of pressure around this situation. So I believe that plays a big factor. But coming into this day, there was ice all over the launch pad. Ice crews have been working all night to clear that up. But it was still only 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and these O-rings have only been tested at 57 degrees Fahrenheit as their lowest. And so a man by the name of Roger Boisjoli, he brought it up that it was unsafe to launch, and that it was one of those things that you just don't look over or overlook. So he tried talking to his superiors, and his superiors just kind of dismissed him and said that because of the way he presented it, it wasn't good enough evidence to actually delay the launch. And I don't think there's anything that he could have done differently without overstepping his professional boundaries and potentially losing his job. I think that really his superiors just sort of accepted his advice and accepted that, yeah, they needed to delay the launch. So there's a lot of things that were overlooked, and a lot of decisions that I think were just based on trying to accomplish a task without really taking into account all of the possible situations and the importance of the lives that are at stake. So going forward, I think that the biggest thing that led to this mistake was that they just overlooked the rules that they had set, that they said were not negotiable. So by overlooking these, they automatically cause the problem, and they are just so dead set on their goals that they're not going to weigh in what they had already said was important and already needed to be set. So going forward, I think that is very important that, you know, no matter your position in situations like this, you need to be able to speak up, and you need to listen to people who are either lower than you or higher than you in your chain of command. And I think instances like this could be averted and would not be considered a problem. And if they had done this, then those lives would have been saved, and there wouldn't have been these disasters.